Kick yourself?
Is that right, James?
Yeah, look, we've had a few good come from behind wins. I think Freo's obviously come from behind win this one, and you know it's always pleasing when you're not playing well to turn the game around. And I think certainly Carlton played a lot better than we did in the first half, and probably unlucky not to be further ahead. But the game turned our way. We started to get more creative with the ball, used the ball better, took more risks, and the game opened up. So as disappointing as the first half was, the second half was very exciting. Yeah, we're very lucky with our tools and the players we've got. Hurley and Carlton can both play at either end of the ground, and having the luxury to switch them around when it's not going as well either way has been something we've wanted to do. Unfortunately, it's just been with Michael hasn't played a lot of footy over the last month. Last week in the last quarter against the Swans, we actually put Jake forward for that last quarter, and he kicked 2 goals and created another number of scoring opportunities. So his second half was terrific, and the mark at the end to sort of save the game was outstanding. So he's a quality player. He's just got to keep working on his game and keep trying to get better.
Particularly both just to come back from those early disappointments and having played so well into that. It just really shows what sort of character that Carl has to really impact the game in such a dramatic fashion.
Yeah, well, he's a natural footballer, and a footballer who just plays the game on instinct, and he's still learning different parts of the game. His body positioning, his hands are as good as any young kid that I've seen come into the game. But then you talk about his mental state to get beaten early, and then you go, right, I'm going to contribute to the team and have a really influential impact on the game in the second half was terrific.
How valuable is that decision to have Hurley and Carlton swapping whenever you need to?
It's very valuable. Yeah, it's valuable that when things weren't going right, we just didn't have it. It seemed to me that we didn't have the spark in our game in the first half, and we're trying to create passages of play which weren't happening. That's all credit to Carlton's defence. They made sure we didn't have the run. They sort of kept Michael Hibbert out of the game, so he wasn't able to get his handball receives. So they did that very well. And just to be able to switch 1 or 2 players around, and I thought Winderlick going to half back as well also created that run for us that could get the ball in the forward line where Carlo could do his thing. And I thought Michael Hurley's game down back in the second half was outstanding as well.
What does that mean for the season, James? I think recently you've seen like a slower and the way you put it.
I think it puts us 8-3. Is that right? So that's from a games one point of view, it's obviously a pretty good first half of the year. You replicate that, you certainly make the finals. So from a games one point of view, it's outstanding. It also gives us momentum going into next week against the Suns, who are playing very good football. But it gives our group more confidence. We're a growing group. We're a group that's been together for 2.5 years. We've got a number of young players. We had a second gamer in Will Hams played tonight. First gamer in Joe Danaher. Nick Commerce, I think, played his 9th game. Bagley's playing his 18th, 19th game. So we've still got a lot of young players coming through. So they need confidence, they need learning experiences that they get from games like that. And we didn't play our best football tonight. We were well beaten for half the game, but the continual experience our players get from playing in big occasions in front of 82,000, 83,000 people, learning how to come back from not playing well and playing well is invaluable.
Considering the occasion that Joe disappointed with the pressure that was shown in the first sort of half quarter, things like maybe 20 tackles or something, or 26, about 3/4 time, but obviously up in the end.
Yeah, there's no doubt we're disappointed with the first half. I thought we were beaten in the contests, we were beaten for tackles, and we weren't brave with the ball. They're 3 things that if you don't get those 3 things right, it's very hard to win a game of football. So, as happy as we are with the win, we have to go back and have a look at why that first half was the way it was.
Dyson Heppel as well, with Joe being solid back, he really took on that role to sort of generate a lot of those sort of second clearances just when he needed to play at the start of last night.
Yeah, Dyson, we started him at half back today without Courtney Dempsey, and it probably hurt our midfield, and maybe one of the reasons we weren't generating enough ball out of the midfield, because his year in the midfield has been outstanding. You've got a young kid who's in his 3rd year of football, he's had a year and a half at half back, we started him in the midfield the second half of last year, and I thought his game was as good as I've seen him play around the contest. Just kept putting himself in. If he didn't get the clearance, he went back in for the ball. And his repeat stoppage work is becoming very good. And he's becoming a very, very good player, and we're excited for what he's becoming, and so should he be.
What about Wright's performances? Talk about this between Bill changes out.
Yeah, he was. I thought he was. It's very hard to ruck 85-90% of the game on your own, and we took a risk by playing him on his own. But Tommy's had a huge workload and been pretty good for us this year, and you've got to look past just one game. So we took the option to just play Paddy in the ruck, use Joe there for 10% of the game, and it paid off, and it's given Tommy a week's rest. And also, his form over the last 2 weeks just hasn't been as he would have liked, so he gets a chance to work on his form and come back into the team refreshed and ready to go. So the decision paid off, but it looked for a while there that may not have.
On the umpiring, James was 17 free kicks in the night. Are you sensing that the umpires are putting the whistle away?
Yeah, and that's been I think we've spoken to the umpires 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think I rang most clubs and spoke to them about they're going to pay the more obvious free kicks and probably let the game go a little bit, which is I think how everyone in the competition wants to see it. And I thought the game was umpired really, really fairly, and the obvious free kicks were given, and that's how we want the game umpired. So the winning coach is always pleased with how the umpiring goes, but we lost last week and we still thought it was pretty good, so I think they're doing a pretty good job. Yeah, Joey got well beaten early. I think he's league football, and got well beaten in marking contests early, but I thought he fought his way back into the game, ended up with 15 possessions, some good tackles, defensive work was good, and when the ball hit the ground, he was able to really get back on it quickly. And when Joe's body develops and he's got beautiful hands and beautiful positioning, you'll see a really high marking, hard in the contest forward. But at the moment with his body, he's going to have to learn how to use that a bit better. But on the ground, I thought he really excelled.
Do you think you'll consider playing all those games this season?
Yeah, look, we'll just wait and see. I mean, you just don't know how players come up, but we'll certainly be playing him again. I thought he was reasonable tonight, so we're not in the habit of bringing guys in and throwing them out straight away. And he's got a lot to learn, but there's so much talent there that we're really excited about what we've got to work with.
James, it's such a dramatic finish. I know you've had a couple already this season, but can you just give us some idea of what the feelings are like in the coach's box at that sort of stage? I thought the emotions are you're sort of expecting the boys to win, considering they've done it all before.
Yeah, I think we've got a bit of that amongst the boys, that they get close enough, we can have a crack and win those games. Certainly Adelaide came from behind early against Adelaide, came from behind early against Fremantle, and then this one. So there's good belief there. We have to maybe play better early on in games so we don't get behind, but certainly if we're within a goal or two at the end, there's enough belief in this group that we can win the game if we do the things we need to do. It's not just about belief, but it's about sticking to your game plan, sticking to your structure and your style when things aren't going the way you want it to go. Thanks, guys.